It's 7 a.m. The alarm assaults your ears. You shuffle to the kitchen, and because you're health conscious, you pour a huge bowl of high-fiber bran cereal. 12 grams of fiber, 0 sugar. Doctor recommended. You splash on skim milk, dump a handful of raisins for sweetness, and, because you're running late, chase the whole thing with a tall iced coffee for an energy jolt. You feel virtuous. You've done everything the labels, commercials, and even some nutritionists tell you. Fiber for breakfast, caffeine for focus. So why, at 10 a.m., are you doubled over with abdominal pressure? Why, by lunchtime, does your belly feel like it's hiding a brick? And why, tomorrow morning, after yet another 15-minute bathroom struggle, are you right back at this bowl, repeating the cycle? Because this healthy cereal and coffee combo is secretly the worst breakfast for constipation, and most people have no idea. Never eat again if you value a calm gut and a predictable, effortless bowel movement. The instant reveal what's really happening. Dry insoluble bran flakes plus cold skim milk plus iced coffee. That trio is the digestive equivalent of pouring quick-dry cement into your plumbing and then blasting it with an industrial fan. Sounds dramatic? Let's peek inside your body over the next 2 hours. Bran flakes, nearly 100% insoluble cellulose, begin absorbing moisture the second they hit stomach acid. They swell, stealing water from everything around them, then fuse into clumpy, scratchy masses. Cold skim milk, virtually no fat, hits acidic chyme and curdles into dense casein clots. Those clots bind with the bran shards, reinforcing the cement brick forming in your gut. Iced coffee delivers a double dehydration sucker punch. Caffeine acts as a diuretic, pulling water out of your bloodstream, while icy temperature constricts the gut's smooth muscle, delaying gastric emptying. By the time that healthy breakfast hits your small intestine, it's already half-dried concrete. Peristaltic waves struggle to push it forward. The colon reabsorbs more water because you're mildly dehydrated, and you end up with hard, rabbit pellet stool that scrapes all the way to the rectum. Result: bloating, cramps, gas that smells like hot rubber, and a bathroom session that feels like chiseling a rock. But the box says heart healthy. Food marketing preys on single metric thinking. Fiber equals good. Low fat equals good. Yet they never ask what kind of fiber or what does low-fat milk do in stomach acid. They never mention that caffeine before hydration is a recipe for intestinal desertification. Heart healthy may be true for cholesterol, but your colon is a different organ with different physics. It needs hydration, lubrication, and rhythmic contraction, not dry shards, milk clots, and ice-cold stimulants. For signs as breakfast is wrecking your gut. You pass small, hard pellets, bristle type 1 to 2. You feel gassy yet can't release anything substantial. Your lower belly balloons by noon, forcing you to loosen your belt. You need coffee number 2 or laxative tea just to try again and still end up straining. If that's your morning reality, the bran flake myth is feeding your misery, your cologne's internal monologue. I've got a brick arriving from upstairs. No water, little lubrication. Nerves overstimulated by caffeine. Guess I'll just clamp down. The colon is a smooth muscle tube. When content is too dry or too scratchy, it either spasms pain or becomes hypotonic, stalling. Both outcomes equal constipation. Add caffeine-induced adrenaline, and blood flow diverts away from the gut, further hindering motility. Preview what you'll learn next. Part 2, a science dissection of exactly how bran flakes, milk proteins, and caffeine form concrete colon. We'll show MRI animations, cite peer-reviewed studies, and prove why psyllium or chia outperform bran flakes every time. Part 3, real-world stories of viewers who ate high-fiber cereal for years, ditched it for 3 days, and saw Bristol scores jump from type 1 to 4, without laxatives. Part 4, 3 constipation-crushing breakfast swaps that hydrate, lubricate, and set up painless, type 4 stools before lunchtime, plus a 48-hour breakfast swap challenge. Stay with us. By the time you finish the series, you'll never look at a brand cereal advertisement the same way again, and your morning bathroom trip will feel blissfully boring, just like nature intended. Part 2, Gut Science Autopsy, how healthy bran cereal and iced coffee turn into colon concrete. You saw the breakfast villain in Part 1. Now, let's zoom inside and watch step by biological step, how that bowl of dry bran cereal with cold skim milk and an iced coffee chemically transforms into the worst possible cargo for a sluggish colon. No scare tactics, just physiology, fluid dynamics, and a few eye-opening studies. Stage 1, stomach. The sponge and curdle effect. Dry bran becomes a thirsty brick. Bran flakes are essentially shaved wheat husks. 88% insoluble cellulose plus lignin. Unlike chia or oats, they contain almost no soluble gel-forming fiber. Insoluble cellulose acts like a rigid sponge. It can absorb up to 4 times its weight in water, but it does not hold that water. It gives it up when squeezed or dried. Timeline mince, 0 to 3 minutes. Flakes contact gastric juice, pH is almost equal 1.5, and swell 20%, 4 to 10 minutes. Compacted flakes clump into dense masses, trapping air pockets. 10 to 15 minutes. Gastric acid pulls protonated minerals from cereal coating, further thickening the slurry. Skim milk curdles into casein clots. Skim milk is mostly lactose plus casein plus water, with less than 0.5 G fat, /100 ml. In acid conditions, casein micelles destabilize. Proteins aggregate into rubbery curds. Without milk fat to emulsify, these clots stick to bran shards like mortar, reinforcing the brick. MRI studies, University of Nottingham, 2018, show that skim milk solids increase gastric viscosity 35% compared with whole milk under acid pH, delaying emptying by up to 25 minutes. Iced coffee, cooling and dehydrating. Cold liquid, less than 10 degrees Celsius, triggers the gastropyloric reflex to slow emptying, protects small intestine from sudden chilling. Meanwhile, caffeine stimulates diuresis, drawing plasma water out via kidneys long before it reaches the colon. Net gastric outcome: a swollen, semi-solid brick held in the stomach longer, missing the water you assumed the coffee provided. Stage 2, small intestine. Water theft and fermentation backlog. Bran's water steal continues. By the time the mixture reaches the duodenum, it has already absorbed most free liquid. Pancreatic enzymes and bile need a watery medium to diffuse. Viscosity now hinders fat and protein digestion. Undigested lipids and peptides progress downstream, destined to putrefy, creating methane and hydrogen sulfide gas, notorious motility suppressors. Lactose plus rapid transit equals osmotic tug-of-war. Skim milk's lactose is almost equal to 12 G per cup. Requires lactase enzyme. Many adults produce insufficient lactase, so lactose reaches the colon where it draws water osmotically, causing variable loose stools after prolonged constipation, a confusing on-off pattern many IBS-C sufferers know well. Stage 3, ileocecal bottleneck. Picture the ileocecal valve as a security gate. To pass, chyme must be of normal viscosity and propelled by coordinated peristalsis. A bran milk brick demands stronger force. If peristaltic waves are weak, common in stressed, sedentary adults, the mass stalls. Stalling extends contact time between bran shards and mucosa. Micro scratches incite local histamine release, causing edema and narrowing the lumen, further slowing flow. That's the subtle cramp you feel lower right abdomen an hour after breakfast. Stage 4, colon, cement curing and methane break. Dehydration to desiccation. The colon's job is to reclaim water. Your hydrating coffee never reached it. Diuresis sent that fluid to the bladder. Colonocytes happily reabsorb what little water is left, shrinking the bran brick into a dense, prickly log. Bristol type 1. Gas chemistry. Methane versus hydrogen. Hydrogen gas mildly stimulates transit. Methane gas, produced by Methanobrevibacter smithii, slows transit 60%. Clemens et al., Gastroenterology, 2013. High bran diets favor methanogens because dry fiber ferments slowly, generating hydrogen that methanogens convert to methane. The more bran you eat, the more methane you make, the slower you go, a vicious loop. 5 cold caffeine and the enteric nervous system. Caffeine can trigger a bowel movement if colon walls are relaxed and hydrated, but ingested in an ice form before water intake, it vasoconstricts splanchnic vessels, reducing gut blood flow. Triggers cortisol release, putting the body into fight or flight. Diverting resources from digestion increases diuresis, pulling plasma water away from the bowel lumen. Any short-lived promotility jolt is offset by net dehydration and sympathetic overdrive. Your colon tenses, not relaxes. 6. Visualization. The bran brick MRI. Imagine a time lapse. Minute 0, bran flakes float in milk. Minute 15, mass clumps, volume doubles. Minute 45, gastric exit rate slows, curd bran cement forms. Hour 2, ultrasound shows near solid content in ascending colon with minimal free fluid. That's not hypothetical. Radiologists from Seoul National University image volunteers after bran cereal plus milk versus psyllium plus water breakfast. Bran meal produced twice the solid-to-liquid ratio and stool after 150 minutes. 7 key takeaways of the autopsy. Bran flakes absorb. They do not lubricate. Skim milk supplies curd-forming casein without lubricating fat. Iced coffee delays emptying and dehydrates via caffeine diuresis. Methane-dominant gas from slow bran fermentation further cripples motility. In short, dry plus diuretic equals colon concrete. Preview of Part 3. Now that you've seen the biochemical crime scene, Part 3 introduces real-world victims. Viewers who lived on fiber cereal plus coffee, their symptom logs, and how a 72-hour swap to hydrating seed-based breakfasts shifted their Bristol scores from 1-4. Plus, we'll decode how methane testers can confirm slow transit chemistry at home and why simply adding water to bran rarely helps. Ready for case studies and practical proof? Meet me in Part 3. Your gut may never crave that crispy bowl again. Part 3. Real-world damage. Symptoms, case studies, and the methane loop. You just watched the biochemical crime scene unfold in Part 2, but nothing hits home like seeing the fallout in real people. In this segment, we pull 3 case files from Constipation Health subscribers who lived on the high-fiber cereal plus iced coffee breakfast for years. Their symptom logs, breath gas tests, and Bristol charts reveal exactly how that innocent bowl turned their mornings and sometimes their lives into a daily battle. 1. The warning signs most people ignore. Before we dive into the stories, spot the red flags on your own tracker. 30 minutes after breakfast, you feel a sudden cramp low on the right side of your abdomen. That's often caused by bran flakes swelling the stomach and then jamming up at the ileocecal valve, the gateway between small and large intestine. About an hour later, your stomach begins to emit loud metallic rumbling. Those sounds usually come from skim milk casein curdling and fermenting, a sign that digestion is already stalling. Mid-morning, you get the urge to go, but only hard, pellet-like stool appears, if anything. That happens because the bran milk mass has stolen water along the way, leaving the colon too dry to push out a full, soft movement. Afternoon, your waistline suddenly expands and you need to loosen your belt. This baseball-sized bloating is typically driven by methane gas building up as the dry fiber ferments slowly. Methane actually slows transit even further, compounding the problem. Bedtime, you feel brain fog and fatigued. With stool still stalled in the colon, toxins are reabsorbed into the bloodstream, sapping energy and mental clarity. If you tick 3 or more, your healthy breakfast may be a hidden saboteur. 2. Case study number 1. Rachel, 29, marketing manager. Baseline. Breakfast. 1.5 cups bran flakes plus skim milk, plus grande iced latte. Bristol. Type 1 to 2, every 3 to 4 days. Gas. Severe bloating by 11 a.m. Strain score, 8 out of 10. Breath test. 12 ppm hydrogen, 42 ppm methane. Anything greater than 10 ppm methane indicates slow transit. Intervention. Replace breakfast with warm chia flax pudding 1/2 tablespoon each, soaked overnight, plus hot ginger tea. Day 3 outcome. Bristol type 3. Strain 4/10. Bloating reduced 60%. Day 7. Daily type 4 stool. Strain 1/10. Methane retest. 18 ppm, still elevated but dropping. I thought fiber cereal was saving me. Turns out it was the enemy. 3. Case study number 2. Michael, 51, long-haul driver. Baseline. Breakfast on the road. Bran muffin plus 20 ounces iced coffee. Bowel frequency. 2 times week, painful fissures. Med list. PPI, calcium supplement. Findings. Bran plus calcium amplified stool hardening. PPI lowered stomach acid, worsening casein curdling. Colonoscopy showed diverticulosis, exacerbated by dry stool. Swap. Overnight oats cooked in almond milk, plus kiwi topper plus warm water. Black decaf later. 14-day results. Frequency 5 times week. Fissures healed. Weight down 2 pounds, waist plus water. Quote, I spend less time in truck stop bathrooms and more on the road. 4 case study number 3. Sanaa, 42, teacher and runner. Baseline clean routine. Bran cereal, raisins, skim milk, iced black coffee. 3-0 water/day. Regular exercise, still constipated. 5 methane versus hydrogen. Home testing and what it means. Hydrogen breath rise within 90 minutes, fast fermentable carbs, FODMAP sugars. Methane baseline greater than 10 ppm, slow transit. Methanogens thrive on stall fiber. High methane producers report 40 to 60% slower colonic transit. Trianophila, Gastroenterology, 2013. Bran cereal feeds their worst adversary. DIY approach. At-home breath test kits now cost less than $120. If methane high, focus on soluble gel fibers plus magnesium, not dry bran. 6Y just add water. Doesn't say bran plus coffee. Bran swells before you can drink enough. Caffeine's diuresis cancels your hydration. Casein curds thicken, preventing water from penetrating. A University of Sydney crossover trial gave volunteers bran cereal with 500 milliliters water versus 250 milliliters psyllium gel with just 200 milliliters water. The psyllium group showed twice the stool water content and 30% faster transit, even with less total fluid. 7. The psychological trap. Marketing frames bran cereal as the moral high ground. When constipation worsens, people double the serving, intensifying the brick. They blame themselves. I must not be drinking enough water, rather than the cereal. Breaking that mindset is step 1 toward relief. 8 audience poll snapshot. N equals 100 YouTube community tab. Question: which breakfast makes you feel most bloated? Bran cereal plus coffee, 64%. Bacon and eggs, 15%. Smoothie bowl, 12%. Nothing, skip breakfast, 9%. Majority confirmation: the healthy choice hurts more guts than greasy alternatives. 9 key lessons from real-world data. Hydration source matters. Chia gel, plain water, iced coffee. Breakfast temperature matters. Warm liquids stimulate. Cold liquids constrict. Fiber type trumps fibergrams. Soluble gel wins. Methane dominance is a hidden constipation amplifier. Bran feeds it. Now you've seen the damage and the turnarounds. Part 4 gives you 3 constipation-crushing breakfast swaps. Chia flax pudding, kiwi oat kefir jar, a magnesium-rich spinach avocado scramble, plus a 48-hour breakfast swap challenge to prove the transformation. Meet me in the finale. Ditch the brick, embrace the glide. Part 4, 3 constipation-crushing breakfast swaps plus the 48-hour challenge. You've seen the villain, dissected its gut-wrecking chemistry, and read real-world stories of misery and turnaround. Now it's time to replace that bran coffee brick with breakfast that hydrate, lubricate, and gently nudge your colon into a smooth morning flow. Below are 3 science-backed swaps, each engineered to hit the constipation trifecta. Soluble gel fiber for water retention. Magnesium or bile-stimulating fat for muscle relaxation. Enzymes or probiotics to keep fermentation clean and fast. Choose one and feel lighter within 48 hours. Rotate all 3 for bulletproof mornings. Swap number 1, warm chia flax pudding, the overnight soft launch. Why it works. Chia absorbs as almost equal to 12 times its weight in water, releasing it slowly through the colon. Ground flax contributes mucil gel and omega, 3-ALA to cool inflammation. Warm liquid triggers the gastrocolic reflex more effectively than iced coffee. Recipe: 1 serving. 1 tablespoon chia seeds. 1 teaspoon freshly ground flaxseed. 150 milliliters warm, unsweetened almond milk. half a teaspoon cinnamon plus drop vanilla. Method: whisk seeds into warm milk, wait 5 minutes, stir again, rest 5 minutes. Gel should slump, not pour. Optional. Top with 1 teaspoon pumpkin seed butter for 50 milligrams extra magnesium. Science nugget. A pilot trial gave constipated adults 10g chia nightly. Stool water content rose 28% by day 3. Bristol scores shifted to type 4 without gas spikes. Swap number 2, kiwi oat kefir jar, enzyme plus probiotic combo. Why it works. Kiwi's actinitin speeds gastric emptying and doubles bowel frequency in studies. Rolled oats beta-glucan forms a viscous gel that holds water. Kefir seeds your colon with multi-strain lactobacilli that produce motility-boosting butyrate. Jar prep night before. Half a cup rolled oats. 3/4 cup plain kefir or coconut kefir. 1 tablespoon PHEG. Partially hydrolyzed guar gum. Optional turbo prebiotic. Dice 2 ripe kiwis with skin. Fold in. Refrigerate greater than or equal to 6H. Morning. Remove jar. Drizzle 1 teaspoon raw honey for taste. Eat at room temp. Chase with 250 milliliters warm water. Most users report complete BM within 2 hours. Bonus. 400 milligrams potassium per kiwi offsets coffee-driven water loss if you still crave a small cup later. Swap number 3. Spinach avocado scramble. Magnesium and lubricating fats. Why it works. Eggs provide lecithin to emulsify stool fats. Natural lubrication. Spinach adds is almost equal to 150 milligrams magnesium per cook cup. Avocado supplies soluble pectin plus oleic acid to soften and slide. Light sauté in olive oil stimulates bile flow. Your internal WD-40. 5-minute recipe. Heat 1 tablespoon olive oil in non-stick pan. Add 1 cup fresh spinach, Wilt 45S. Pour 2 beaten eggs. Scramble gently. Slide onto plate. Top with 1/2 diced avocado plus pinch pink salt. Sprinkle 1 tablespoon roasted pumpkin seeds for crunch plus extra mg. Serve with a mug of warm ginger mint tea. No diuretic crash. The combo hits satiety without heaviness and keeps bowels signaling through mid-morning. The 48-hour breakfast swap challenge. 2 mornings. 3 simple metrics. Prove the difference to yourself. Days 0 to night. Photograph or note your usual breakfast ingredients. Record. Strain score. 0 equals no effort. 10 equals red face pushing. Bristol type. Waist measurement at navel. Day 1. Replace old breakfast with 1 swap above. Hydrate. Greater than or equal to 300 milliliters warm water within 20 minutes. Mid-morning. 5-minute walk or 10 bodyweight squats. Movement turbocharges fiber. Log strain, Bristol, bloat. Day 2. Try a different swap or repeat the same. Log metrics. Compare to day 0. Most challengers report strain 30 to 70%. Bristol shift toward type 4. Waist bloat 1 to 2 centimeters. Post your results in comments with hashtag breakfast swap. FAQ quickfire. Question: can I keep my coffee? A. Yes. After 500 milliliters water or herbal tea and never iced. Warm coffee, once hydrated, can enhance the gastrocolic reflex. Question: whole fat or skim milk and oats? A. Whole fat or plant milk. Wins. Fat emulsifies, easing transit. Skim curdles and dries. Question: I'm sensitive to dairy. Kefir hurts. A. Use coconut kefir or add 1 tablespoon sauerkraut juice to the jar. Easy probiotics. Question: seeds give me gas. A. Start with 1 teaspoon. Extend soak to 20 minutes and increase water. Gas usually fades after 3 days as microbes adjust. Long-term rhythm tips. Rotate breakfasts. Chia flax mon wed Friday, kiwi oat Tuesday/Thursday, spinach avocado weekends. Maintain 15 milliliters water per gram total fiber rule. Add 5-minute core activation each morning, Planck's cat-cow, to amplify the colon's wake-up call. Keep methane in check. Garlic, oregano, and intermittent fennel tea can suppress methanogens naturally. Like this video if you're ditching the brand coffee brick for good. Comment below which swap you try first and why. Subscribe and ring the bell. Next episode drops. 3 midday drinks that clear your colon before noon. Your colon craves hydration, lubrication, and calm nerves, not cold caffeine and dry shards. Swap smart, hydrate, move, and let your body prove the difference in just 48 hours. Here's to effortless mornings and a happier gut.